Spurs striker Dominic Solanke has come out and said playing at Tottenham under Postecoglou is a great fit. A number of players will be on international duty this week. Ryan Mason is in talks with Anderlecht at the moment, and reports are stating that Ange Postecoglou has given him permission to talk to the Belgium club about their managerial vacancy. Mickey van der Ven has come out and said he felt quite ill after Spurs lost against Brighton on Sunday. And after that defeat on Sunday at the Amex, James Maddison has come out and said we take full responsibility and criticism and will use it as fuel to move forward. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. Now, just before we get into it, I would just like to say a big thank you to everybody who has voted for us so far in the Football Content Awards. You can still vote. The voting is open until Sunday midnight. We have been shortlisted for 2 awards, Best in Social and Best Club Content Creator. So if you'd like to vote for us and you haven't done already, please do so. All of the details are below. The final will be held at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on the 21st of November. Wouldn't it be nice to lift a trophy there? We cannot have an Arsenal fan lifting any trophies at our stadium, so please do vote. Now let's start by talking about Tottenham Hotspur striker Dominic Solanke. Of course, he has been called up to the latest England squad. Lee Carsley named his squad last week. And talking ahead of the Greece game that takes place on Thursday, Dominic Solanke had his press conference on Tuesday about his call-up. He said, I didn't think it wouldn't come around. It was just keep doing what I'm doing, keep playing well and scoring goals. And I always believed I would be back here. Solanke then went on to say that was my mindset, and that is one of those things that I was working towards. I'm thankful to be back here now, and hopefully I can stay here. It means so much. I've worked very hard to get back to this moment. Obviously, I made my debut a long time ago. It has been quite a journey to get back here, but it is a great feeling for me and my family. I feel like when I first came into the squad, I was quite young. I've done a lot of learning, a lot of developing and stuff, a lot more mature now, and naturally I'm going to be in a better position now. I feel good in myself and just happy to be back here. Talking about getting the England call-up, Dominic Solanke said it was on a Thursday. We had an away game, so we were away. I was just chilling in bed, preparing for the game. He dropped me a message to give me a call. It didn't take me long to pick up the phone. I called him. I knew Carsley from the England under-21 days. He is a familiar face. He said he would put me back in, and he's been watching the games closely and seeing how I've been doing. He said he wanted to give me the opportunity to come back into the fold. He's a great guy, great coach as well. I've known him for many years now, and all of the boys get on well with him. It's a great group, great players and staff, so it's a great environment to be in. That is what the dream is, to represent your country. No matter how many times, it is always the same. Hopefully, I can get some minutes. I'm just happy to be here and happy to help the team. Solanke then went on to say, I've still got my shirt from the Brazil game framed in my house. It's one of those greatest achievements in my career. From when you're young and you just play football, obviously you want to make it, but representing your country is a whole nother level. So I'm still grateful for that moment until this day. Dominic Solanke then went on to talk about his injury at Tottenham at the start of the season. He said it was a bit frustrating that I got injured when I first joined Spurs. I feel good and I feel fit now and ready. We have a lot of games this season. Hopefully I can stay fit and carry on with what I have started. Dominic Solanke then went on to talk about Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou. He said he is a great manager. One of the reasons I was so keen to join Tottenham, the way that he plays definitely suits my style as well. So it's like for like. Obviously, it's very aggressive on the front foot, very high, which I enjoy doing. I enjoy pressing. It's a great fit. So, of course, it is international break. On Wednesday, Leo Black and Mikey Moore will be on international duty with the England under-19s in a tournament game against Portugal in Spain. The kick-off time at 6 p.m. On Thursday, the 10th of October, Will Lancashire, Ashley Phillips and Dane Scarlett will be on international duty for the England under-20s Elite League away match against Turkey. Kick-off time 4 p.m. Dominic Solanke will be on international duty for England as they face Greece at Wembley Stadium. Kick-off time 7:45 p.m. Destiny Udogie and goalkeeper Vicario will be on international duty also on Thursday as Italy play against Belgium. Kick-off time 7:45, and Christian Romero will be on international duty on Thursday as well. Argentina will be playing away in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying against Venezuela. Kick-off time at 10 p.m. So lots of media outlets have covered this story. This one is from the Daily Mail, and they are stating that former England star in talks to take Anderlecht manager job and could leave a coaching role at Tottenham in potential blow to Ange Postecoglou. Ryan Mason has been in talks with Anderlecht over taking their managerial job. The Daily Mail stated he has been working with Tottenham's first team since 2021 and has been interim boss. Tottenham assistant coach Ryan Mason is a contender to take over at Belgium club Anderlecht. Ryan Mason, who is currently part of Ange Postecoglou's backroom team, has held talks over replacing Brian Riemer, who was sacked by Anderlecht last month. It is understood that Mason is still in the running following initial discussions. It states here that the former England midfielder believes he is ready for a crack at his first manager's job after serving his coaching apprenticeship at Tottenham. Ryan Mason has been working with the Tottenham first team since 2021 and has served 2 stints as the club's interim head coach following the sackings of Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte. Now, a little bit more on the Ryan Mason situation. The Times newspaper have actually stated that Ange Postecoglou has given Ryan Mason permission to talk to Belgium club Anderlecht about their current managerial vacancy. Tottenham Hotspur defender Mickey van der Ven has been talking about the Brighton game. Of course, Spurs losing 3-2 at the Amex Stadium in the Premier League Sunday afternoon. He said, "It made me feel quite ill. I think that Tottenham as a team, we are playing well and we should have earned more points than we actually have now." Tottenham Hotspur midfielder James Maddison has come out and said that the Brighton game, the second half, was unacceptable. We take full responsibility and criticism and will use it as fuel to move forward. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about that Brighton game. I tell you what, it's taken me a few days to recover from that Brighton game. Wow. We were completely in control in that first half, 2-0. I was talking to a number of Spurs fans at half-time, really, really happy, thinking that we were going to go into the international break, 6 wins out of 6. Brennan Johnson, of course, on fire, scoring 6 games on the trot, absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, that second half, and as Ange Postecoglou has already said, and as a number of pundits have already said in the last couple of days, unacceptable. Simply cannot have those sorts of performances, those sorts of spells in games, because you know Brighton are a good team. 2-0 up though at half time, controlling the game, had so many more opportunities. Had Brennan Johnson scored that opportunity at the end, it would have probably been out of reach for Brighton. But the fact that they scored so early on in the second half put them straight back into the game, gave the team momentum, gave them belief and hope. The crowd completely changed in that second half as well, and you just can't make those sorts of mistakes for goals. Udogie and Bentancur for the winner. Just get rid of the ball in that area. Simply cannot see those sorts of performances ever again under Ange Postecoglou. No wonder he is or was absolutely furious with that performance in that second half, because that is unacceptable. Vicario came over at the end. You've probably seen the video that I put out at the end of the game. Vicario came over to the away fans, put his hands up to apologise, because it is unacceptable. Maddison has come out and said that we will use the criticism as fuel to move forward. We have heard these sorts of things before, which does infuriate some fans, because we've heard this sort of stuff before. Various different teams, managers, players. But over the years, we've heard very, very similar. And we all say the same thing, do the talking on the pitch. We play West Ham next after the international break. West Ham at home, early kick-off. that is a must-win game. You know, we've got to start picking up points because Mickey van der Ven has said it himself. We have played well this season and we probably haven't picked up the points that we should have done and probably deserve. We have been very wasteful in that final third in this opening part of the season, 7 games in. We're sitting mid-table at the moment, simply not good enough. I know it's early on in the season, but we should have more points. However, I have liked the football that I have seen, but in that second half against Brighton, you just cannot act in that way. And it was like we thought we had the game won already at half-time. That is exactly how I see it. I know a lot of people are blaming Ange Postecoglou for not making subs. I think that there are... I think Ange could have made subs earlier. I think that the players could have done a lot more. I don't think there's anyone in particular to blame. I feel like everyone could have done more on that day, on that Sunday, which is very, very disappointing. So, of course, the next 2 weeks, a lot of us are going to probably be miserable when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur because, of course, it's left that bitter taste. You know, from going into the international break. Dominic Solanke being back in the England setup, absolutely delighted for him, deserves his chance. I know a lot of Bournemouth fans are saying, well, when he played for us, he wasn't getting an England call-up. And, of course, now he's signed for Spurs, but he's pressing and he's worked great in a Tottenham Hotspur shirt. I know he's only played a few games for us, scored a few for us already as well. I think he's done remarkably well, and long may that continue. Hopefully he does get minutes in the England team, and hopefully he comes back fully fit and raring to go for Tottenham again. Because, of course, as I've mentioned, we play West Ham next in the Premier League. A number of players are on international duty this week, so wishing them all of the very best. And of course, you know, fingers crossed for none of them getting injured, and they will come back all okay and fresh for you know, a lot of games coming up. Premier League, we've got the Carabao Cup game coming up soon as well this month against Premier League champions Manchester City. That's going to be a huge game. Hopefully Spurs can go strong in that and beat the Premier League champion, City. And, of course, Europa League, back in Europa League against AZ. So a lot to look forward to. But we need these players coming back fit and well. Ryan Mason in talks with Anderlecht. I tell you what, I wish Ryan Mason all of the very best because, you know, in my opinion, he's done a good job at Spurs. He's done multiple different roles, filled in when you know, managers were sacked, filled in, did a good job, dealt with the press extremely well. But this is going to be, if Ryan Mason does leave Spurs, this again is going to be another disruption to Ange Postecoglou. And since Ange has been appointed, you know, the summer before last, he has had so many disruptions, so many changes in terms of personnel, or, you know, players being injured, players being suspended, players going off on international duty. Of course, Chris Davis has left for Birmingham. It now looks like Ryan Mason's going to be leaving for Anderlecht. So much change at the football club, and not all of it has been, you know, his decision. So I think it's going to be tough on Postecoglou to replace a coach like Ryan Mason, you know, just 7 games into the Premier League season. But I do get it. I do get why Ryan Mason would like his, you know, the taste of managing a team. You know, it's about progression. It's about, you know, moving on in your career. So I completely do get why Ryan Mason wants to do it. But I think that it's going to be, you know, another big issue for Postecoglou to, you know, get someone in to replace him. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Have a great week. I'll see you on the next one. Come on, you Spurs.